Well, hello there. You're watching The Handshake here, New Vision TV. My name is Lynn Komjisha. Now, I have with me Paul Bushalizi. Paul, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We have a month or so to the reading of the budget, or two?
About two.
Yes.
3.
And so the government has proposed new tough tax measures relating to rental income, excise duty, and business licenses. Before we go into those three, there was a lot of confusion, you know, when they introduced the OTT, they introduced social media tax. And what have they done about this before we get confused again?
No, OTT, nothing happened to OTT. They adjusted the mobile money tax, which had a bit of double, can you call it double taxation?
Yeah, but that was before. Yes. We got confused before it was rectified. What are they doing now? What is all this?
No, it's continuing. They're bringing useful revenues to the national coffers.
How?
Of them. I forget the figures, but I think OTT is expected to bring in what the budget was for 64 billion in this year. It's coming in well.
Well. So now we have rental income, excise duty, and business licenses. The new tough tax measures. Why now?
Well, first of all,
what have they been missing?
We need revenue.
Yes,
the
true.
The truth of the matter is that government has taxed everything possible. I think has put in place tax measures for everything possible, and now they're trying to really adjust the edges of it.
Right.
Like one of the taxes, which was actually interestingly was thrown out last year by the MPs, was the one which they're trying to reintroduce this year. Is that if you're a business and you've made losses for 7 years, they'll tax you 0.5% on your revenues going forward. I think the idea is that, look, how can you be making losses for 7 years and you're not out of business? There must be something wrong, so let's at least get something off the top.
My worry right now is, how am I going to understand these taxes? Have they put measures of, you know, sensitizing us about these taxes, or do they just want to come and tax us?
If they affect you, you'll understand them. I mean, OTT, everyone understood OTT.
Oh, yes.
Everyone understood mobile money. You
I
start
agree.
telling them excise duty. Excise duty is mostly on manufactured goods and stuff. Yeah, so people might not, if you're not a manufacturer, you might not feel it. Of course, you can understand it academically.
Rental income.
Yeah, rental income, I think the proposal is that if you have more than one rental property,
yes,
that you should pay on all the others individually.
Oh.
But I think this one is because I think some people own properties in their names.
And in different places.
Yes, so I think they're just going after people who own property in their place. I think the smart thing to do really is to have these properties under a company. Then you pay, I think you even pay
at once.
less rental tax.
Oh well. That aside, I was discussing with one of my colleagues, and so he says every new budget is absolutely new. Like there was never a previous budget. We never get reports on previous budgets. Why is this?
No, that's not true. Because every budget, well, it's true and it's not true.
Okay.
It's true in the sense that every budget is catering for the needs and demands of the time, whatever it is. So if, for example, we needed to get, like last budget, we needed to get money from social media, so OTT is put in. So that's a thing that is within. But there are things that recur over the budget, just that they're not mentioned, like income tax,
right?
Tax on personal incomes, VAT. I think they have not mentioned VAT in the budget forever, but it is there. So it's just depending on the circumstance. That's how you should look at it.
Is there a balance brought forward at some point?
A balance from previous budgets?
Yes.
Well, the truth is that not everybody, shockingly and sadly, not everybody who is given money completes their money, and some money actually is sent back to the treasury at the end of the year because people have failed to finish it. It's not like a home budget where you keep the money and then let's just continue. No, well, if it gets to June 31st and you've not spent the money, you send it back and you get the new money.
Why don't they give us those reports? Why don't you think we need them?
They're actually there. I think the Auditor General reports on it every year.
And then what?
But you people are not affected directly, so you're not interested. If they were talking about OTT tax, you'd be very interested.
I think we'd be very
Mobile money
interested.
tax.
We're going to be very interested in the recent budget.
Which one? OTT?
No, the recent, the one of 2018, 19, yes.
Why will you be interested?
I want to know how the OTT worked. I want to know if...
Absolutely, that's good. In fact, even just as a measure of education, we should tax things just so that people will be interested in the budget.
I think so.
The other day, somebody was proposing, I think his Nema was proposing a carbon tax, that every Ugandan should be taxed because we are depleting the environment. So this tax will be used to replenish the environment. So then everyone will be interested in the budget. You see now, we're not interested. The old days of where the finance minister would say tomorrow, starting from midnight tomorrow, bread will be up this amount, milk will be up, those days are gone. So now people are not interested. Now we need to, I think, just as an education purpose, maybe
Yes.
I'll propose it to the Minister of Finance.
Yeah, we should.
As an education tool.
Yeah.
Just tax everyone so that people will be interested in this budget.
In this
Yes.
budget. So we know what happened.
You see, even now we don't even pay graduated tax. Those days everyone was paying graduated tax.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Paul.
You're welcome.